Welcome back. We are on page 234 and we will get to make some forms now. Number 1 on page 234 says select the customer table. So let's slide up to the tables. Click on customer and then choose create. Choose form wizard. And then we're going to add the customer number, customer name, customer number, there we go, customer name, customer type, resources needed, amount paid, current due, total amount, returns, and lastly book rep number. And it's always good to double check, so it should be customer number, name, type, resources, amount paid, current due, total amount, and then book rep number. So we're going to do next, and we will choose columnar, which is the default. And the title is going to be Customer Financial Form. And hit finish. Alright, here's the form that you've just created. Notice that you have your list of resources needed, and we are going to hit close. And just in case that made you nervous, if you look down here in your forms, customer financial form, that's the one we just made. So you don't actually have to hit save because you did it at the very end of the creation of it. Now on page 236 it says open the customer financial form in layout view. Alright, now layout view means we get to change the way it is set up and move stuff around. So we're going to click arrange in the form layout tools. So arrange, and then we're going to click the attached label for the customer number control. So we're going to click on customer number, and then we're going to hold the shift key and click all the remaining labels so that they are all selected. And it also wants us to choose all of the controls. So we'll come over here and choose all that also. Now, just saying, we could have used our arrow and just drawn a box around it and would have selected them all. Just thought you'd like to know. And then we're going to choose the stacked button. So from the format layout tools, arrange, we're going to go to the table group, the very first one. Then we're going to choose stacked. And what that does, it makes them all evenly spaced and the same width. So they're very nice and structured. Then we're going to click design on the ribbon. So we'll come over here to design. Notice we are still have everything selected. And then we're going to choose the form layout tools design for form layout tools design. Then we're going to choose date and time. So we're going to slide over here to the header section. Choose date and time. And then we're going to choose include date and Monday, October 6th, and include time as what is selected right now. We are going to change this, and we're going to change it to the second option here. This is how we want it formatted, and we're going to take the check mark out of include time. Now, and this is a sample of what it's going to look like, and so you say okay. And notice way over here on the right hand side, there is our date control. Now, we're going to click on our date control and we're going to format it. So we're going to format, and then we're going to choose bold. Excellent. That was pretty easy. And then we want to move our control so that it is down at the bottom of, notice the double arrow makes it, you can make it resize it, and the 4 arrows, whoops, helps you, lets you move. So sometimes you just gotta hold your tongue just right. And we're going to move that down, and we're going to drag it in just a little bit, and then we're going to drop it. Okay? Now on page 240, we're going to move some controls around. So first we're going to click on the label for customer type. So that's our label. And then we're going to click on the control for it, and that's the control. All right. The same thing for resources needed and its control. All right. Now we want to drag, you can let go of your shift key, and you're going to grab these and drag these all the way down. See the line, the red line? When the red line is at the bottom underneath 42, we're going to drop it there, and notice that it moves them all down. And it looked like it was going to go outside of the box, but it will not. So it just puts it down at the bottom. So you reordered the way these are set up. On page 241, it has us adding a field. So we want to click Design on our Format Layout Tools, go to Design, and then we want to go to Add Existing Fields. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Turn the page. Then we're going to go to the city field over here on the right, and we're going to grab and drag this in so it's right above the amount paid. Do you see my red line? Just like when we move stuff. And we're going to drop it above amount paid. And now we have our city in there also. Then we want to close our Add Existing Field. So once again, you can either click on the button or on the X, so I'll do it differently this time, and now it is toggled off. Now on page 243, we're going to create a filter and sort using a form. So the first thing we want to do is click on Home, and then it says click on the Advanced button, and we did a whole bunch of this last chapter, and choose Advanced Filter Sort. And resize this so we can see everything. Alright. And then it says add the customer name field. And we want to tell it ascending order. Now add the city field. And the criteria for this is going to be G with a wildcard. Now, just a reminder, G with a wild card, what does the asterisk mean, or the star? Alright, so in case you forgot, the asterisk means that any letter is acceptable. So we're looking for any city that starts with the letter G, and we don't care what the letters are after. Very good. I'm sure you got that correct. Now it says click on the toggle filter. Alright, so now it shows our form, and we only have 5 records that start with a G, and we can scroll through those, see, and we're all the way to the new stuff. So go to the beginning. Notice you have a filtered here showing you that it's filtered, and your toggle filter is red there, so that's telling you that it is a filter also. So we're going to go to Advanced and clear all filters. And now we have all 15 of our filters back. This is not red and this is not gold. There you go. So now it says save and close our form. Alright. Now to print the form. Now this is really pretty cool. So we're going to open our navigation pane and make sure our customer financial form is selected. Then we're going to right click it and choose open. And then we're going to choose file. And then we're going to go to print. And we can go to print, and we're going to do our print as PDF. So print, and you can choose PDF so that it'll print your forms. Now you can choose tap or click selected records. So we're going to come down here and choose selected records, which this is why I'm having you print this one as a PDF, so y'all can see that you can do this. And then we're going to click OK. Now look, this is the only one I have selected, right? So it should print just to that one. And we're going to say OK. And now mine's coming down here telling me to open it. And we're going to save as. Go ahead and navigate to your chapter 3 or chapter 4 access folder, if that is how you have it set up. And we're going to call this customer financial form print. And oops, your name needs to be in front, correct? Last name, first initial, underscore. All right, and so you will turn that into me, and it's good to spell stuff right. All right, and we're going to hit save. Alrighty then, and that looks good to me. Oh, see how mine went to a second page? That means I need to move that date in more. So if yours does that, go ahead and move your date in more and then reprint. I expect this to be all on one page. Alright, excellent. Next we're going to create mailing labels. So let's close this. And we are going to create mailing labels. So let's go to our customer table and click on that one time. Then we're going to go to create. And then we're going to choose labels. So we're going to slide over here and choose labels in our report section. Now this is awesome. It does have a ton of different types of labels. So whatever kind of label paper you have, notice it has units of measure, how it's fed, and also which manufacturer. So here's all your different manufacturers of the labels. There's a lot. Avery is the most popular, but I usually go with what's cheaper. So you might have something different. Now, make sure we have English and Avery, and then we want to select C2163. And for me, it was already selected. So make sure that yours looks like mine, C2163, English and Avery. Alright. Then on page 246 it says to choose next. And then choose next here also. We're going to go with the font and everything they have set up. And we're going to choose customer name. Now remember, we're making labels, right? So customer name is kind of a normal thing. And then we're going to choose add a field. And we're going to go to the second line. Whoops, second line. We're going to add the street. Kind of normal, right? Click on the third line. City's the next thing, correct? Now, after city, you have to have a comma. So we're going to type a comma. You also have to have a space. So comma, space. Then we're going to choose state. And then we're going to have a postal code. So we want to hit the space bar and add the postal code also. So customer name, street on the second line, city, comma, space, state, space, postal code for the third line. That is exactly the way you would do a label if you wrote it out by hand. Now, we've added all the necessary fields. So the next thing we're going to choose then is next. And now it says, which fields would you like to sort by? So we're going to sort by our postal code. That way, if you have to separate it before you go to the post office, it's very easily done. Also, it just makes it easier on the post office. So now we're going to choose next. And this should say labels customer as the title of the report. Then we're going to hit finish. And we get to see our nifty cool labels. Awesome. Sounds like a great exam question. And then we can close. On page 248, it says with label customer report selected. So we're going to slide down here. And we're going to go to labels customer. It says then to click on the print tab, so go to file and print. And once again, we are not going to print. Do not print. I just want to make sure y'all know how to get there. Alright, and that's the end of the chapter. Pretty easy, right? Alright, have fun with the homework.